let's just go through the two teams that were eliminated, because I actually think they've earned us talking about them. So the FURIA one is brutal because obviously they lost in 2 BO5s. And if you watch the way they lost, both of these series were winnable. Like, look, and I don't do winnable where it's like, you know, you haven't been totally destroyed. I mean, you were in actual winning positions against G2. Against GAM, by the way, again, it looked like you were even going to take them out, like in probably 4 games. Like, I think if you're Fury, it's such a rough tournament because Brazil historically has only ever done something like a 1-2 BO1 upsets ever, like a Worlds type scenario. Aside from that, they've been fairly irrelevant. Like, this actually... There's obvious flaws there, but mate, there's reasons you were ahead as well. There's reasons you're getting kills. There's reason, like some of these players, this is one of the biggest compliments I can give them. Some of them did, prior to the game 5s, do what you'd want the teams to do. If someone was a Yamato Cannon type coach, you'd want to tell them, even though this is impossible, turn off the nameplates in your brain. Just play as though you actually do think you have the conviction of the player that you're going for. That your champion is the same champion as his. It can do the same damage and the same ultimate. And if you have the edge, you pressure that leverage. They actually played with like quite a lot of confidence in some of these early games, I thought, mate. Like there's a reason they were ahead.
I definitely. There's that aura of teams that carry themselves with a certain confidence, where being the underdog seems to be something that really, really like riles them up in a very, very good way. I think it's like in terms of the rivalries and how competitive the LTA South is in terms of, let's say, they make it very personal already there. So it's like to win in the LTA South already puts you through the test of how confident you are in your own ability. And I do think taking the opportunity to beat someone that is capable of underperforming requires a very good state of mind. Like we've seen so many times in Europe, BDS and Fnatic are like the ultimate opposite of this version, where they can't defeat a underperforming G2 even if God came down and just like pushed them, please do it for me, you know, and it just never happened. Mad Lions also, like the Koi roster, also carry that very similar energy. Highlighting the players, I do think the bot lane, whenever they played like very unique champions, like the Ashe Seraphine, they were doing things that I haven't seen before with the W start and the Kalista lanes. That was really, really insane. The Ashe Seraphine was really good. The Nyla lane that they did, they played the Yasuo game too. Whenever they were kind of staying in their own pocket, being like the southpaw of the bot lane in comparison to playing the standard stuff, they did a lot better, which I thought was interesting. The jungler, Tattoo, I think he was very dynamic and very chaotic, which I think was a very good gut punch against someone like Skumond, because there was like that Nocturne game where he like level 3 ganked and then level 4 ganked top, and then he invaded. He was very, very busy in that game, and I really, really like to see that level of jungler, because in the end, at this tournament, like when we are looking at the likes of Canyon, Tarzan, Inspire even, it's like the way they see every opportunity. It's like, oh, they warded here, I have a pocket through here to punish here, this is the matchup, and they kind of deviate from what is standard, while Skumond is very, very standard. And finally, of course, Guigo, like he did the Warwick game. That's like the first domino of BB's performance here at the Messiah.
He even took his Warwick from him, exactly.
This Warwick game, the opening game was crazy, and Guigo just annihilated him with the Aatrox. And I feel bad for Furia, because in that series against GAM, as a follow-up, Guigo just heavily underperformed. He just got massacred by Kiaya. It was not... it just put them in such game states that were so unnatural just because of how fed the enemy top laner was. Like even that game 5, like a gangplank solo killing a Gnar. That's just not okay. It's not okay at all.
I just have to assume the emo guy is a scrim demon, mate. I don't understand otherwise why he's in the game. The player I actually thought did hold up the best for GAM is probably Artemis, the ADC. Bro, he actually had he cooked at times, mate. This guy thought he was going to win these games.
He was very consistent. I did think that he raised the floor of this team big time. Levi had such up and down performances. Whenever he played like the standard shit, like the Vi and the Xin Zhao, it did look like he embodied the worst characteristics of a Razork. You know, he was just.
Oh, he went Reno all the fucking time, didn't he? I know. But we have this saying in Counter-Strike, mate. Players who were like the super entry, we call them plus W religion. Because you know W is just the forwards button. It's the idea all they do is just press the forwards button. That's how this motherfucker plays engage. It's crazy. He doesn't just engage, mate. He goes like, he's like the guy who fucking dives over to the backline. It's crazy. He goes so deep, mate. So deep.
It just seems like such a protest. It's like, oh, we're picking this because we need engage. And it's like, and then some junglers just view it so black and white. It's like, I am engaging. Why is it not working? And it was silly. But then on the other side, he had like the Nafiri games that look good when he played the carry champions. His Nocturne, his perma-ban didn't get to play it at all. Like when he played those champions, it looked really, really nice.
Oh, he beat Skumo with Lilia. Okay,
Yeah.
you got my attention now, Levi. You played in the LPL. I remember you, homie.
I was just Levi as well. The fact that they ended the series in that GAM, like the G2 game, that they picked Vi in that one, that was so disappointing.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
I thought they were just pulling out the Shyvana, because I pulled up Levi's record and he has 60 games of Wukong in his career, 80% win ratio.
Okay.
Shyvana, the same thing, just an 80% win ratio. This
Yeah,
is
it
what he
wasn't
played
banned.
last year too.
Exactly. Yeah,
And I thought he would just roll out the Shyvana there just because, you know, that's the moment to do so. And then he just picked Vi and he leaned into what I would say would be his weakness, and GAM just were out of their depth in the prep department in the final game.
I'll give props though. Look at what the coaches on GAM banned for Game 5. So we'll take out Azir, Maokai, Draven, Blitzcrank, and Ezreal. Bro, you made G2 actually have to work for this one, mate. Like, that's all the shit they'd go to for comfort. Those are all the picks you'd want at the end when they haven't been played in the draft yet.
Yep. No, for sure. It was cool to see. Like Archie and ThinkCut, I think we always, especially this year, we praise the coaches when they do the prep work. Yes. And I think this series was definitely like a big part of that. And G2 found like really good footing in Game 5s. But I think that's where like the player quality just comes through, because it's like the G2 going for the Annie last, or like the Yon performance that Caps did. That's just like experience coming through and being capable of going so deep. That's like the main thing. And in the end, to get to Game 5 was already super impressive, and they didn't do it in a way where G2 gave anything away. Like G2 played and just got outplayed. So really a lot of props to FURIA and GAM. They made it super interesting.
Sure. By the way, I will even say, tiny assist to Vestion, our last guest on that preview. Because remember, he didn't just say CF4 like everyone else did. Spoiler. We can all say CF4. They actually won more games against KC. They were beating up people in all those matches. They could have been in the MSI fight, you know, and we've seen some of those players before. The difference is to actually have the balls to pick GAM to actually have a chance to get out. Like, I thought that was jokes. I thought that was the usual, like, you have to believe the team from your region can do it if on their best day. It's like, no, actually, it's not like this was the absolute worst day for G2 always. Like, they just went head to head with them and actually had a real good chance.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.